Many thanks for staying tuned with us again on Business Breakfast. It's now time for us to get talking. But this time around, we'll take a quick look at the administration of President Bola Tinubu. And then again, let's do some overview of the performance of his ministers after spending about 9 months in office. Now, while swearing in the ministers last year, President Tinubu said that key performance indicators will be deployed to assess their impact, adding that Nigerians expect much from them and cannot afford to fail. The president didn't hesitate to state that on behalf of Nigeria, he would have to wage the beastic when necessary. Now, in the last 8 months, have been tough on Nigerians as they have to endure the consequences of the president's choice in fuel subsidy removal and the flotation of the naira. Amid the hardship Nigerians are going through, the economic confidence of Nigeria seem to be dwelling as some ministers are actually not living up to their expectations. According to the reports that we have here, we got the names of 12 performing ministers under the current administration out of the 45 ministers that the president inaugurated into office few months after he was inaugurated as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Top among them is Nyesom Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, and followed by Wale Edu, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, and then again followed by the Health and Welfare Minister, that's Ali Pate, who also followed by Olubunmi Ojo, who is the Minister of Interior. And then again, we have Mohammed Idris Malagi, who is the Minister of Information and National Orientation. And also we have Adeboyega Oyetola, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. We also have on the list Barrister Uju Kennedy, who is the Minister of Women Affairs. We also have on the list Dele Alake, who is the Minister of Solid Minerals. We also have Doris Uzoka Anete, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. And also David Umahi, Minister of Works, who made the 10th list. On the 11th, we have Festus Keyamo, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development. And finally on the list, we have Dr. Bosu Tijani, who is the Minister of Communication, Innovations and Digital Economy. I have with me virtually to do some analysis of the performance of this minister. A very good friend of the House, my very good friend as well. He is he's an investment banker and also a stockbroker at Edges Security. He is Mr. Igbeni Cannabel. Thank you so much for joining me at this point on the conversation at a short notice. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for inviting me for the short notice. Very quickly, his performance is clearing. Performance shows if you are not performing, it manifests, shows effect. It becomes obvious that you are not doing anything. So many ministers, they appointed them and gone to sleep. It's just someone that were good in that, just only went to sleep. That you say 12. It's really a large crowd. Those that ministers have not before, since they appointed them, they are just sending memo, drinking, capacity. On Monday or Tuesday morning, they come up with the executive council meeting, and that's what they have done. I'm happy that the man that appointed them has told them that there will be a midterm review. And the end of the year, we do first assessment. And this is just supposed to be some way from now. By the end of May, they will do the assessment. By July, we will have the result. Anyone that has not performed the first 1 year, he has told us he will give way. He told them clearly at the beginning of the tenure that this is the way to go. If you don't perform, you will give way. And I'm sure he will do that. Yes, the man in charge of infrastructure, the man in charge of works, the former minister of the former governor of the city, shows the quality of is doing wherever he's working, he manifests. In Lagos, look at the work that he done Temela Bridge. A beautiful work. For the first time, the Temela Bridge is currently reconstructed. Anybody that drives through the bridge, they will see the work done by somebody, by an engineer who knows his onions. That's his performance. I'm using that as somebody who lives and dwells in Lagos for several years. Who knows when that bridge was opened in 1991? Who knows the road that have been done? Not even Fasola, who is in Russia, was able to do the quality of work that is being done now by another leader. They talk about the economy. You see the minister of finance talking about picking up issues. Giving us what economy is, giving us a report. But how many ministers you see on air? There are some of them never heard their name. You hardly see it. Their ministers are going to say they are just going there to drift and walk away. So I'm happy that the president who appointed them told them that at a particular time their performance will be measured, and anyone that is not performing will give way. We show the way out. I don't hope that we will carry out such at the other time, because the whole agenda that he brought, the renewed hope agenda where that the man brought, he will manifest. At the end of it, anybody that will not give life to that hope, I think should be let go. And that's the best way to go. Thank you.
All right. Now, thank you so much for your insights. At least if you've with your contribution or with the answers you've provided, you've answered almost all my questions. But then again, so much to still talk about now. We still have 33 ministers, according to our report, that are doing little or nothing to improve their ministries. And I'm going to start off with the Minister of Power. So over the week, we heard that the Minister of Power is the worst minister Nigerians ever had in this country. A minister who has no knowledge, no technical insight about how to resolve the challenging problem or the issues that are being faced in the sector. While some are calling for his resignation, some are also calling for the president to sack him. At this point in time, looking at the state of parts supply in the country, would you subscribe to the idea that the minister Adebayo Adelabu should be sacked or given another chance by the presidency?
And our power supply has gone very high. In the last 6 years, he goes down everything. He is not resigning. They should excuse him so he can do that. Yes, the other thing is whether to become government in your state. And let me say to do politics, because it's already in battle. It's not to do politics. I think it should be an excuse so I can go and contest election, he already does not have time to do the assignment given to him. He has really performed badly. He was supposed to know him who are following him from the financial sector where he was a senior governor. We are not particularly impressed that he came into the ministry. If you don't know, they are getting people in that ministry that he can also and to use his managerial team to do something. But we can he does not want to do anything at all, and I think he should let go. He has really performed well.
All right. Now, again, there are some kind of arguments concerning the performance of the current administration, ministers, cabinet ministers under this administration. Some people say that the performance of the poor performance rather of some of these ministers, 33 ministers, can be blamed on the president. So it was said that the president knows how to pick the right man for the job. You just said that this current minister of power now is one of those who really do not have a knowledge of what it takes to revive the Nigerian power sector. Rather, the Nigerian power sector under his watch has gone from good to bad, and it's even getting worse by the day. Now, should we blame the poor performance of some of the 33 ministers or all of the 33 ministers who are not well performing on the presidency, because the presidency actually picked them and they got them into office believing that they have what it takes to perform in that regard? I'm going to also share this with you. The Minister of Petroleum Resources, Oil, is really not doing much in this regard. Crude oil production is still going down. Minister of Petroleum Resources, Gas sector, is really not doing much. The price of an average cooking gas in Nigeria is skyrocketing on a daily basis, despite the reserve and unreserved gas that we have in the country. If you are to assess these ministers, these ministries, these are the charge given to them by the presidency. Who do you think is at fault for their poor performance?
Again, let me say this very clearly. Ability to navigate and put things in proper perspective is depending on the managerial skill of the individual involved. You don't have to be an engineer. Let me give you a quick example. You is a senior advocate of Nigeria, a well-known, a lawyer, a co-minister of works and minister of power in the first 4 years of war. He performed in the world. In fact, he led 3 ministries together: Ministry of Housing, Power, Housing, Power and Works. He did all those 3 ministries in the first 4 years of war. He did excellently too much of him. That is when he now said, please let our go. So he concentrate on works and houses. There is no minister of works that we have had in Nigeria started as a nation. Electricity that has gone over around the nation for some of us that travel a lot on the road. The enormous work he was not he's a well-known lawyer. So his ability to individual appointed to sit down, begin to use his expertise in the Nigeria to one together to make it a level instead of two. So some of these ministers are those that some of them have political ambition to go back to their state, either to become a senator or to become governor. They are not seeking for that ambition. That is what is happening. They are not always on ground to get the job done. Yes, as for the minister of power, the man we talk about, a lawyer. The job is doing in Abuja, I think he's number one. He has done Abuja, even the Abuja residents. How that the never this vision. What he's doing now, what he's doing in Abuja is a marvelous job. I was just in Abuja the other day. You will see what is taking place in Abuja. He's showing them to see that will make people go there. And he's just a lawyer. He's living in river and he's replicating in Abuja. He's just saying that it's not home. So the man is all saying after the other guy we talk about, these are people they are losing ambition. I think that's also something. The president is delaying. We are saying at the end of my May, when we are talking the president of this administration, they should remove more performing minister. He has told them at the beginning, but there is going to wait for a half time, which is about another year. Is that going to be that's going to be too long a time to wait for them. That anyone that is not performing, let's just let the person go to go and concentrate on other missions instead of wasting time. They are not paying into the renewable. In energy has really gone back. Power ordinary to sit down, get the money has not done nothing. And I'm talking about the infrastructural that things are need to be done. There is money to do them. There is no money to do it. If you are not even consulting, nothing is legal. If you allow the person to go, it makes the person his mind and his eye are somewhere else. He is not fully concentrated on the job he has been doing. I hope he should let go immediately and as soon as possible. Thank you.
All right, great. Now, I'm going to ask you this question. Now, how would you assess the performance of the Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Nkiruka Oyeji-Ocha? Of course, the substantive minister there has actually taken a bow, and he has been he won his senatorial bid and is now the National House of Assembly. But if you are to look at the relationship between the federal government and Labour, do you think that this minister has actually pulled her weight to bring about some kind of cordial relationship between Labour and the minister and the federal government rather? Hello, Mr. Yegbene, are you there? All right, we lost connection with Mr. Yegbene, and time is really not on our side to continue with the conversation anymore. We'll just leave it at that. Mr. Ayegbeni Kannabel is an investment banker and stockbroker at Edge Securities Limited.